hit the record button. And folks, welcome. The title of this presentation is Level Up and Prosper, 3 Secrets to Manifesting Your Lifestyle Practice. Have you heard me before? Like just quickly, is this your first presentation with me, or is this something you've heard me before? Just kind of type something in just so that I know that how much we worked together in the past. So is this your first presentation, or is this something you've been to on several? Just kind of type something in there. Yes, says Rob, all good, first time, awesome, great. What about the rest of you? Just type something in there in terms of, is this your first? Delbert, okay, previous ones as well, cool. Good. And yeah, please type in. This is a small group of people. I'm gonna keep it very informal. I'm here to serve you, really. That's my goal, is to be here to help you take your practice to that to the next level. So the more we can interact, the better it's going to be. You'll get more from this presentation. Whenever I'm on a webinar, on a training, I always make it a point of asking a question. Like, it forces me to think beyond my comfort zone, or think in a deeper way. And I was just on a webinar that I attended by Jeb Blount. He wrote the book Fanatical Prospecting, and so I was invited to be on the webinar, and I did. And yeah, I mean, I was one of, there were like 500 people on that webinar, and I think there were like 2 people who asked a question, me and someone else, and that's it. So always kind of make it a point of asking questions, and I encourage you to do the same as we proceed on today. All good? Give me a thumbs up, folks. Write. You can write it. Write out those words, thumbs up, and that's great. All right. So what's a lifestyle practice? A lifestyle practice is one that gives you freedom to work when you want to work, how much you want to work. It's one that gives you the maximum income, right? The highest take-home pay, right? So income. And then third, impact. It's a practice that allows you to make a difference, to have an impact on others. So that's what a lifestyle practice is, because I mean, this is the title of this training, is 3 secrets to manifesting your lifestyle practice. So I want to define what a lifestyle practice is. It's one that gives you the freedom, one that gives you the highest take-home pay, and one that helps you make a difference. Because I feel, creating a lifestyle practice is important. I mean, that's the reason, these are the reasons what you see on the screen. These are the reasons why you probably started your practice, right? You wanted the freedom. You're probably working in corporate America, and you're like, man, I want to have my own, I want to do things my way, or I want to do things that gives me, that allow me to enjoy my life. And you wanted more income, and you wanted to make a difference for others, and so forth. So that's what a lifestyle practice is essentially. And I mean, in the era of the pandemic, what we have gone through, what we are still going through now, right? There is a silver lining, and that silver lining is that it's given us an opportunity, a chance to reinvent ourselves. Everything is so mixed up and muddled up in the world that we can really start from a clean slate and do things in a very strategic, in a very deliberate, in a very intentional way. And we can create this practice of ours. You can create a practice of yours that can make a big difference. And the reason I say that it's a silver lining is you can kind of read it for yourself here, starting from the top. The pandemic has brought a new level of awareness to small business owners. The vast majority were in bare survival mode, with weak financial statements. And more than ever, they are ready to have a conversation about doing it in a different way. They're more open to it than ever. And this is the greatest opportunity in history to reinvent your practice. So you don't want to lose it. And there's several like quotes from famous people saying every adversity. I think it's Winston Churchill even say it, something along the lines of, you know, every threat or every adversity, there is an opportunity, that can come from it. And as bad as the pandemic has been, is the lives that have been lost, the pain it's caused, as a practice owner, what we can do is come back, um, get up, stand up again, and do it in a way that serves us, serves the world, serves the people we serve, right? So that's kind of the silver lining with with the pandemic. What are one or two things that you want to get out of this session? And I'm not going to wait for you to answer. It's a kind of, I want you to, again, the more I know about what you'd like to get, the better I'll be able to serve you in the time that we have. So what are the one or two things that you want to make sure that I cover today? Yeah, if you can type that in, I'll be very grateful. So take a few seconds and share what are the one or two things you wanna get out of this session. All right. Very quickly, I mean, how to get the most, no distractions, kind of bring your A game. It's you and me here. So give me your best attention, no distractions. Second is this could be a turning point. You want to always be looking for that one idea, two ideas that you can get from this presentation that can change the direction, that can change your direction going forward. And then three, I'll share with you a free resource. I think that's kind of towards the end, we'll do that. All right, three areas that I want to cover: championship team, streamline operation, and then client attraction. Rob saying being able to focus more on the important parts of my practice. Got it. Cool. Great. Delbert saying I want to understand how to reach new clients. Awesome. Great. Beautiful. That gives me stuff what you guys are looking for. And I'll make sure that we cover that. What are the important parts, and then how to get new clients. So new clients is going to be client attraction. We'll talk about it there. And Rob, in terms of what areas to focus on, this is really very relevant to everyone here on this call. Is I'll share with you the three biggest areas that you wanna pay attention to, and then the parts within it that are most important for you to pay attention to. Most of you guys know my story. I started in, I used to work as a CFO in Manhattan, and this is back in the mid-90s, early 90s, mid-90s, and had a very, prestigious position, CFO in a very prestigious building, one of the prime real estate in Manhattan, New York City. Who's been to New York City? You guys, kind of just type in if you've been to New York City, Manhattan. So my office was, overlooking Central Park. And kind of from the outside, it looked all nice and rosy, but I was really in a lot of pain. And the pain I was is because, I hated my job. I was working long hours and, corporate politics, and I wasn't enjoying it. So after a few years, I got very tired of that lifestyle of, traveling to New York City in a bus, and in a train and all that stuff, spending 4 hours every day. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start my own practice. And I did that in 96. And I realized, man, this is not as easy as I'd imagined. Went $100,000 in debt, had employee problems, low quality clients, cash flow was always tight. And I was working long hours. I had a bad lifestyle. And I realized I wasn't, I was working hard, but I wasn't working smart. I was doing things the way I thought they needed to be done, and that was not getting me where I wanted to, what I wanted to be, where I wanted to be. It wasn't getting me to the life I'd envisioned. And came across Michael Gerber. This is my turning point that I want you to have a turning point, or be open to one so that it doesn't go away. I read a book in the late 90s called The E-Myth Revisited, written by Michael Gerber. And sorry, that's the picture here. And that was transformational for me. I saw a different way of running a business just from like reading the book helped me. It opened up my eyes. But here's an important lesson, folks, that you want to be open to, or really you want to embrace this important message. And that is reading a book, attending a webinar, you're not going to get a transformation from that in itself. That's going to open up your mind. And I applaud you for being on this training. And I applaud you for whatever investments you have made in reading books or attending webinars or taking training courses. But the execution and implementation and making this part of your practice becomes what sets you apart and gives you the results and the success you want. So with Michael Gerber, in my case, I read his book. It opened up my mind to a different way of running a practice, but it wasn't enough. Shortly thereafter, I would say within a couple of months, I quickly enrolled in his program. I went to visit him, spent a week with Michael Gerber in his location across the country in Santa Rosa, California. So a few from Jersey, and that's where I lived. Still own my practice there with the residents in Florida, but kind of flew across the country, spent a week with Michael Gerber. During the week with him, they talked about their coaching program. And I said, yeah, I need this. Even though the week was great and I got a lot from that week, but then I'm like, all right, I need to really now start working with them, with Michael and his team to start implementing this. So I, got involved in his organization for some 3-4 years, where I really started applying the techniques, the strategies that they were teaching into my own practice. And that was transformational, right? Because this was just, kind of new stuff coming in and applying it. And it set my practice apart in a very different way. Is this making sense, folks? Kind of give me a thumbs up of some sort, just so that I know that, what I just shared with you was, you can relate to that. All right, cool, great. Yeah, so today I own a CPA practice in Central Jersey with a residence in Florida, and in the last 10 years, sharing my message with other folks like yourself, including doing things like this webinar. All right, let's go. Worked with practice owners from all parts of the country at different sizes and so forth. So it's been pretty amazing. And in that process, I created what I call the Genius model, right? And this is going to answer some of your questions, folks, in terms of what areas, where to focus in on in your practice, and then honing into a few of the ideas that I have that I want to share with you guys. So the Genius blueprint is, kind of what I've done over the last 10, 12 years, applying these concepts from Michael Gerber and then others into my own practice. I created the Genius blueprint. And I think I've got a slide where I'll go into is there? Owning an accounting practice is not easy. It's very difficult with all the stuff that's happened in the last 15, 20 years. It is super challenging. Staff shortages, clients, commoditization, clients wanting services at the lowest prices, lowest fees, technology, making it an even ground in terms of competing. And you're now competing with firms that are, beyond your local area as well. Just lots of challenges, marketing, client attraction becoming more expensive with advertising and so forth. Attention spans much more lesser now than ever before. So very difficult journey. And most CPA firms, unfortunately, they are chasing flashy things, the next big idea, instead of having a blueprint for success. And so I want to share with you the Genius model, because I think it gives you a great framework on the areas that you want you want to focus on, because I believe that the accounting industry is a very lucrative, business to be in. So let me, I'm going to quickly go here to the Genius model, right? So folks, this is super, super important. It's been transformational. Right here, what you see has been transformational for the people that I have taught this to, that I've coached this through this process, and I want to do the same here for you. So if you're looking to create a lifestyle practice, that's the bullseye right in the middle there, right? If you're looking to create a lifestyle practice that gives you three things: freedom, income, impact, then you've got to pay attention to three areas. Number one is client attraction. Bring in the right types of clients. Keyword right. Bring in the right quality type of clients. And then championship team, the green circle. Have a team in place that can service those clients. No point, folks, bringing good quality clients but not having the team to service them, because what is going to happen is you're not going to have any freedom. You're going to be the one behind the desk, working away, servicing those clients. You want client attraction, but you want to have a championship team in place that can service those clients. And then, if you want to have client attraction, but you also want to have a streamlined operation so that things are done in a very systematic way, giving you the highest income. And then when you've got streamlined operation and championship team in place, the overlap there is impact, because your team is able to use systems and processes and procedures to predictably deliver, to consistently deliver a quality product. And when you've got that working like a well-oiled machine, that delivery system working like a well-oiled machine, you can provide your clients with a higher level service. You can go beyond doing it, just what you need to do to survive the day, right? You're making a difference for the clients, and that's where impact comes in. So you've got client attraction, championship team, streamline operation, the three areas, my friends, that you want to pay attention to in your practice. And I want you to think of these three areas as a stool, a bar stool with three legs. A bar stool, imagine a bar stool with three legs. What happens if you have only one leg that is strong and two that are weak? Or you just have two legs that are strong, but the third one is the one that's wobbly and weak. That bar stool is never going to sit right. And my God, have I seen that in practices, is where the practice owner is focusing in on one and say, man, I need this. But then the other two areas, when they're ignored, focus in on client attraction, folks. Ignore the other two areas. That is not the key to success. That is the key to wasting money on marketing and bringing in quality clients and effort, and then not having the team, the infrastructure, the operation to support that. And same with the other areas. Build a team or work and get a fine organization with systems and processes, but you don't have the right clients coming in, or you don't have a team. That's not going to do you any good. Everybody hopefully with me here? Really, really, really important to get this. So three areas: client attraction, championship team, and streamline operation. And then as you can see, the outer layer, that's the 9 practice accelerators. So each one of those, I call it a practice accelerator. It is what you want to implement in your practice. You can think of that outer layer, as practice accelerators, a system. So filling up the pipeline, you need a process, a system for that. Building authority, you need a system for that. Skillful conversion, you need a system for that. Streamline operation, you need a pricing system. You need a 5-star service system so that your constantly wowing your clients, and you want to work on automation. That's what that word is, systems, automation, right? Using automation. And then championship team, there's 3 systems, 3 accelerators there: goals, smart hiring, and winning culture. And when you focus in on those 9 practice accelerators, you're essentially working on these 3 areas: client attraction, championship team, and streamline operation. And that is the key. The question I ask folks is, which are the areas where you need the most help on, right? And I'm asking this question, realizing that, in every practice, there are some areas that are red. It's like, man, I urgently need help here. But then there are some areas that are lukewarm, yellow or orange, where you're like, man, I'm doing okay. I'm not doing great, but I'm doing okay. And then there's some areas that are green, where you're like, man, I'm doing pretty decent here. For now, I think I'm okay there. So which are the areas for you where you're like, man, I really could use some help here? Just kind of think about it. Are you challenged more on client attraction? Is it championship team, or is it streamline operation? If you were to pick one area that you want to start working on, say this week, which area would that be for you? Now you guys are thinking. No right or wrong answer, my friends. It's one that you believe to be true. What is that answer for you? Which is that area, the one area? If you were to pick one, what is that one area that you need help with? Where you're like, man, that's the red stuff. I would circle that red. That's the one I wanna get to work on. So streamline operation, I see that. Client attraction, cool. No one with championship team. All right, interesting. So we'll spend some time on streamlining the operation, and we'll spend time on client attraction, if that's okay with everyone in the time we have. That's the 2 areas that I saw you guys wanting, you identify that as the area. All right. Let us move to. Oh, that's the free resource. It's a free Facebook group. If you wanted to be part of this, not charge. Every week I shoot a video and so forth. You can go to this web Facebook page. I think there's a link here. Yep, you can go here. If you wanted to sign up for this free, you guys probably are already part of this, but if you're not, it's called Successful CPA Practice Owners. It's on Facebook. So you can click, sign up, and it's a free group. All right, let's move on. Championship team, we're not gonna cover that because your urgent problem is streamlined operation. Actually, let me ask you this question, because I'm gonna be as direct in this. I want to really help you as best as I can. When it comes to streamlining your operation, or when it comes to client attraction, what's your biggest challenge? Give me shed some light here. What are you challenged? What's your biggest challenge with client attraction? And what's your biggest challenge with streamlined operation? All right, good. So with streamlined operation, it is systems. Why don't we go there? It's when, with streamlining operation, it is putting a system together. So I think the word systems or processes really confuses a lot of CPA practice owners, or they get very overwhelmed with it. And here's the best way to approach systems and to approach automation, to approach procedures, is as you're doing the work, get it down on paper. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It starts off with writing down 3 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps in doing something. You can think of it as a checklist. It can be a procedure. So as you're going about providing a service, write down on paper how you went about doing it. If you're reviewing a tax return, write down how you are going about reviewing a tax return. Just as the way you're doing it, get it down on paper. And that's the simplest definition of how to systematize something. And really, I've got, the word systems under streamlined operation, but you want to have systems for your whole practice, right? You want to have systems on how to attract clients. You want to have a system for onboarding new clients. You want to have a system for, uh, folks, I am back. Apologies. That's my internet connection. I'm vacationing here in the western part of Florida in a condo. So it is what it is. Can you guys hear me and see me and all that? Are we back on again? I want to make sure you guys can hear me, see me. Kind of type something in, please, that you can. All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So in the simplest form, that's what a system is, right? Documented steps in how you do stuff, how you attract clients, how you service clients, how you build a championship team. Hope that was helpful in terms of, just to kind of fire away more questions, right? So I can kind of help you with that when it comes to systems. What you asked for. I think the other comment was getting an initial meeting with a potential client. All right, let's talk about client attraction. Getting an initial meeting with a potential client. So is this someone who has expressed interest, or is it someone that you just want to reach out to that you don't know if they need your services? So I kind of need to know that, what that is. Yeah, if you're looking to get an initial meeting with a potential client, do they know you or don't they know you? Delbert, so if you can give me an answer there, that'd be great. Is it just someone you want to do business with, you want to service, or have they raised their hand and said, yeah, it's a cold call. All right, very good. So here's what's going to be really important for everyone to hear. Cold calling is tough, painful, slow, frustrating, all the adjectives to describe cold calling. And the way to overcome that is through marketing, right? So you've got marketing and you've got sales. The two things that you want to work well together. Cold calling is sales. You're trying to get a meeting with someone. That's part of sales. It's convert, you're trying to convert someone. But you want to attach to sales, you want to get marketing in it. And what marketing is warming the person up. So when you have a sales call with them, they are not cold, they are warmed up through marketing. The marketing has warmed them up. It's got them more prepared for sales to do the job that sales does, is discovery, finding their need, their what I call the 100K problem, and then offering them the solution, which is your services. So Delbert, you want to be thinking about it from a place of marketing. How do you warm people up? What do you do so that people raise their hand and say, yeah, Delbert, this is interesting, what you're telling, what you just shared here. I want more. Can we talk? Right? And that's the sales call that comes in. So marketing and sales. So what are some of the things you can do with marketing? Now, if you look at the Genius model, great question, by the way. You look at the Genius model, and you look at the blue circle there, client attraction. It's filling up the pipeline. You've got building authority, and then you've got skillful conversion, right? This is the sales call. But we want to do these two things before that. Filling up the pipeline and building authority. So what types of clients do you want to work with? Who do you want to fill the pipeline with? Who is your ideal client? And so kind of play along with me here, and I'll help you through this process. Delbert, so who is your ideal client? Who do you want to work with? Who don't you want to work with, right? It's just to kind of get you thinking about who do you want to, who do you want to fill the pipeline with? So kind of write it out here. Who's your ideal client? Giving you a few seconds. And the rest of you can play along as well. You can type in who your ideal client is, because you got to have one. You got to have an ideal client. Who do you want to do business with? 10 to $30 million sole owner businesses. 10 to $30 million revenues, sole owner businesses. All right, cool. Any particular industry? And any geographic area are they located in? Are they in any industry, or would you prefer, do you work best with people that are in a certain industry? Southern California, industry is open. Got it. All right. So why would someone want to do business with you, Delbert, who is doing 10 to $30 million in revenues? They've got a small to mid-sized accounting firm that is helping them currently. What makes you different, unique, for them to say, yeah, Delbert, I'm going to give you a chance here. I'm going to have a meeting with you. And I appreciate you playing here with me because this is so instructional. This is so valuable for others to kind of see how this applies to them as well. Industries open, you said full stream analytics and predictive forecasting. Got it. So you've got some expertise here. That's great, man. Full stream analytics and predictive forecasting. And so that's what makes you different, makes you unique, that their existing practice practitioner is not providing them. Got it. All right. So your industry is open, but you've got a very specific knowledge that can be an asset that can help the client that you're serving. Okay. So now we know who your ideal client is reasonably, right? 10 to 30 million, any industry. And you've got a unique advantage over other practitioners. So how does this make a difference for a business? So full stream analytics and predictive forecasting, how does this make a difference for the person, the client that you're serving? What does this do for them? And there's probably 3 or 5 things it helps them do. So we won't go into that. Say it helps them with growth and it helps them run a more profitable business and so forth, right? So it helps them do that. Now here's the trick. The trick is that what we just did here, Delbert, is filling up the pipeline. We know who it is that you want, 10 to 30 million in revenues, right? Now you want to do what you want to do is build authority. So those first 2 things are marketing. The third thing here, skillful conversion, is sales. Remember I described marketing and sales? So these first 2 things, filling up the pipeline and building authority, are marketing. And I said, you want to integrate this. So by the time you talk to them, they are warmed up through marketing. So you want to start building authority in this space that you just described. And the way to build authority is to start sharing what this is. Start sharing what the words you wrote, they're such big words, but they're good words. Full stream analytics is, what predictive forecasting is, and how these things make a difference for a business that's doing 10 to 30 million dollars in revenues, and how powerful it is, and how you've been helping transform businesses when you are using these financial strategies with them. So you start educating, you start sharing what it is and how it makes a difference. And this is how you build authority. Now, when you put this out in the marketplace in front of 10 to 30 million dollar businesses, and they read about it, or they watch you, or they hear you and say, wow, interesting. I didn't know about this analytic stuff and this predictive forecasting. I mean, this is pretty crazy stuff. Who's this guy who's writing it, or who's sharing this? Delbert. Oh wow, this guy must know a thing or two. Let me go and check him out. Let me go to his website. Let's see who else he's working with. Let me take a look at his LinkedIn profile and see what's his background. And so now you've got them curious, right? You've got them curious. And when they reach out to you, Delbert, and say, Delbert, what you're sharing here, I think I want to learn more about it. I want to see how I can apply this in my business. Can we have a call? You've turned the tables around, my friend, where you're not reaching out and hunting for a cold call. You've got the prospect interested, excited about the opportunity that exists in what you're sharing with them. All right, folks, I'm back. My internet is interesting, to say the least. But anyway, I kind of share with you the message there in terms of building authority and how to go about. Cool, awesome, great. I'm glad you guys can hear me. What I would do in terms of client attraction and working with those right types of clients, the ones that you want to work with. Yeah, fill up the pipeline with the right type of clients. And in order to do that, you want to build authority, and that's all marketing, right? So you've got marketing and you've got sales, and the two work well together. All right, any questions with anything that I've shared? Anything else I can help you guys with? I'm here for you, to serve you, to help you. The Genius model has been transformative, gives you that framework on which areas to work with, the 9 practice accelerators, gives you the specifics of which areas you want to start, paying attention to. Any questions, anything that I've shared before we'll finish off? Kind of give me a thumbs, a yes or a no, you're good. I don't want to stay the full hour just for the sake of staying the full hour. I want to be here to serve you, to answer your questions, and then we'll finish off. If this is interesting, exciting, this is something that you'd like more of my help with, send me an email. I'll shoot you my quick email address, and we'll schedule a quick call to see how I can help you. All right, awesome, great, good. So folks, thanks for joining me here. Lots of good stuff, good feedback. So I'm glad this was helpful to you. No other questions. Let's then end this and finish off this training session. Have a great rest of the week, and hope to see you another time. So thanks, guys. Bye.